guys, it's your girl Beauty with Mika. So I wanted to come on and give you guys a personal review of my Shop My Stash for the month of September, along with showing you guys visually what is set up for my Shop My Stash for the month of October. I have completely been doing a lot of these videos so differently that this time I was like, let me just come on camera because I have a lot of flops. I have some that hit my pen and I have some great. So let's go and get started. I promise I will not make this video as long. If you guys have not watched my previous videos, I have done a summer favorites and I've also done a monthly empties, which I know you guys love. So go ahead and check those out if you haven't already. But let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we all know that the Fenty Pore Filter Mattifying Primer, I am almost out, girl. Like, almost out. Fenty recently just had a sale, so I did purchase a mini as I said I was, because I don't use a lot of primer as much as I used to anymore. And since I noticed I'm scaling back on a lot of my essential, like, basic things, I was like, I'm gonna just get a mini, even though I really do like this. I will say that if you have combo or oily skin, this is great. Now, a setting spray that I have used and I'm wearing it right now, this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte. I really like this. I will say that this is actually a little bit better than the Smashbox setting spray, only because this does give your skin like a refreshed look. It gets rid of that powdery, versus Smashbox, it like sucks it in. So hands down, this was good. Now, you guys know I had talked about I wanted to see if I really still like this foundation. This is the Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation from Urban Decay. I really do like this. I'm still wearing it right now, but honestly, I would say if you want more of a semi matte finish, this would definitely be good. I actually prefer the NARS matte foundation a little bit better, but this blends in very nicely. It gives you a natural finish. I will continue to use this. I may even purchase this again, not now, but definitely in the future as an option if I wanted another foundation, because this does blend in very well. You only need like 2 pumps of this and it gives you it gives you like a really, I would say, a really nice soft matte finish where you could pretty much even just go blush, a lip balm, some mascara, and brows, and you're good to go. So I really do like this. Now, I do say set this definitely with a setting powder, and this is what it looks like. If you were wondering, I'm in the shade 71WY, so that's what that is. Now, something I didn't like, and I tried this and I got in a sample, but you guys know I love Anti-Pat, but this one I just cannot get over the smell. This is the Pat McGrath Fetish Eye Mascara. This is what it looks like. This has a smell. I mean, when you take it out, it has a smell. When you apply it to your lashes, it has a smell. And I was just like, this is too much. I just can't. I remember I got a sample a while back and I was like, well, let me purchase the full size to see if it may be different. I shook it up, I did all that stuff, but I do not have to purchase this. I'm actually gonna put in my empties because whatever smell is in here, I was just like, the fact that I could smell it coming from my lashes like down to my nose, I was like, I'm good. So that's definitely going in the empties pile. Now, 2 things that I was just having issues with, and I said I'm gonna give them a try later. I'm just not gonna give up. Maybe it's just that it's the weather time, but these are the Rare Beauty liquid foundations in Love and Joy. These 2 right here, it seemed like as soon as you dotted them on, you had to hurry up and blend it, or you were just gonna have a splotch on your face. So with these, I'm gonna give them a try. I'm not saying I don't like them, but it's the blendability and it's how you have to actually use them. So I'm gonna keep testing these out and trying them out. Now, let's see. You guys already know the MAC Paint Pot and Groundwork. I love this. Wearing it, no issues. This will always stay in my collection. If you're a woman of color, Groundwork works good. If you're lighter than me, Painterly works just as good. And then this is the Fenty Eye Primer Brightener Concealer in Toffee 14. 14 is definitely a perfect shade. It definitely highlights you under the eye. I will say that I have noticed that I have been using this with the Kevyn Aucoin concealer, and I find that this doesn't give its full coverage, but it does give you that brightness. You do have to use a lot more than what you want, and I used just a drop. It had its splotchy moments. I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna give up on it because I do like what it does to the look once I blend it out and I set it with the powder. Now, 2 powders that I've been using. So the first one is the Sephora Translucent Setting Powder. Girl, I have been doing where I've done this trick, and I know I have Cadence has told me about it. I've seen Jackie Aina and a few makeup artists do this, where you basically are putting translucent powder before you apply your foundation. So you're setting your primer before you apply your foundation. So one of the things I've been doing is doing all my primers, then I'll come back with the translucent powder, and then I'll do my foundation. And it helps keep the long wear of your matte foundation, or just your foundation, just last longer. So I'm not as oily throughout the day as fast as I would if I didn't do this. And it's such a good trick that I had stopped doing it didn't like the look that I was getting, and then I went back, and this was definitely a part of it. I'm currently wearing this right now, and I will tell you guys, this is definitely really, really good. I do like the Sephora translucent powder. You guys know Laura Mercier has been my ride or die, but this is definitely good. It sets, it blends, it does not budge, it does not move. I use it under my eye, so this one's definitely been good. And you guys know the Danessa Myrix just, it melts into your skin. So I've had some good things this month. Now let's go into cream, to my bronzers. So the Fenty cream bronzer, this one's in chocolate. I actually like this one a lot better than the Huda. This just gives a natural finish. It smooths out fairly easy, and it naturally just blends into your skin. It's not too harsh or anything. You guys know the Huda Beauty Tantour is a little bit darker than this, and I was just like, I like this one a lot better. It comes on as a cream, but it feels like it sets evenly into the skin, where you could just set it with powder and you can still see the contour. So shout out to Fenty for that. And then her bronzer, I have Coco Naughty. You guys know I think I have like all last 3 shades Coco Naughty all the way down. This one does just as good. It just blends out. I just like a natural finish to a bronzer on my face. I don't want anything to be too defined when I'm wearing it, especially because it's just everyday makeup look. So shout out to Fenty. I was able to, glad that I tried these out so I could actually decide, like, do I really like these versus the Huda more? And honestly, I like the Fenty line in my opinion. You guys know I still try out tons of other stuff. Now let's talk about a blush that I did not care for. This is the Colourpop Shift Super Shock Matte Cheek. I just didn't like it. It did not come on. I don't know what brush to use. I had got this because obviously I was shopping on Colourpop's website, and I remember I used to love this color when it came out. It's a matte finish, but I was just like, it's not even picking up or showing anything. So I need to figure out how to use this. If you guys have any suggestions on there's a certain brush or anything that I need to use with the Colourpop blushes, let me know. But this was just like, I was like, Now, a blush that I did love was the Milani Sunset Passion. This is what I'm wearing currently on my face. This is just a light cheek coat, where it's just a natural, just blunt, just pop to your cheeks. I'm not into a lot of blushes like that. I just want something to just give some color to my face, and this is what it does on my cheeks, and that's it. That's what I'm really looking for, is like the pigmentation just comes through. Now we're almost done. Let's see, I'm gonna talk about the powders. You guys know the Sephora Micro Smooth Setting Powder, hands down, get it. They've expanded their shade range, no issues at all. Let's see, this is Glow Glow from MAC. MAC used to have, which they still do, they used to have some great highlighters. This is a mineralized skin finish. Their skin finishes, I remember that was the talk when I started wearing makeup like years ago. It was, you had to have every MAC mineralized skin finish. Every one that they came out with was popping. Then Becca and everybody else came out and just gave MAC a run for their money. But I still like this. I still kept a lot of my MAC highlighters, especially Global Glow, especially a lot of the OGs. I was like, these are like really good, and the pigmentation is still good. Now, I only use 2 palettes, and I know you guys are like, I cannot believe you use 2 palettes for the month of September. Hands down, the Urban Decay Naked Heat. Girl, I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. This is just, it does what it's supposed to do. The colors are perfect. It blended out. It gave me looks that I wanted. It killed any type of look that I wanted. It just, this is just still a staple in my collection. So it does not disappoint. Now, something I was surprised about and I actually used, and the pigmentation was so good. This is the Dominique's Cosmetics Latte Palette. You guys know I went on her website to actually buy this because I've heard so many women of color talk about this, and I was just like, let me figure out what's the hype about. I ain't gonna lie, the hype is there. Like, for real, for real. The pigmentation is definitely good. I love that she gives you enough colors to play around with. I will say with these MAC shades in the purple and the blues, I actually use topper shades, so like cream toppers, or a little bit of this shade right here, Espresso and Macchiato. I would use these to top over these matte ones, and it would be so beautiful just wearing it throughout the day. It was such a nice look. The shades are blendable. So definitely, if you have not got your hands on the Dominique Latte Palette, go ahead and get your hands on it. Alright, so that's my mini review for my Shop My Stash for September. Now I'm going to take you guys over to the vanity so you guys can see what I chose for the month of October. Alright, you guys, so here's what we're looking at for the month of October. So I used this Olay Energizing Enhance Spray. I got this at Target. This is new. It's actually great. I use this to actually refresh my sponges. I actually don't go and like wet my sponges, but I'll use this as a refresher, and I like to spray this just on my face to just hydrate my face in the morning. For my setting spray, I am going to use the Benefits Professional Super Setter. I got this in a travel size about a few months ago. I just want to try it out. I've heard great things about it, so I pulled it out my stash. And then for foundation, you guys know Becca is taking some of their staple items and going over to Smashbox, but I wanted to go ahead and pull out just my Becca Evermatt Poreless Primer. You guys know I only pretty much use about 2 or 3, probably I would say 2, because honestly it's this one and another one that I use as far as matte setting, matte primers. So I'm going back to OG. Remember, this was like the must-have. I remember I used to have like backups of this. Now, another thing that I want to go ahead and use, and I pulled this out during the winter time. This is the Hourglass Mineral Veil oil-free primer. I use this pretty much in my T-zones. It does give like a flawless look to the skin. I still have a lot of it. I pretty much have been just hoarding this. I only use this during the winter months and the spring months. I don't use it during the summer because I don't get that look that I want, and that's just my skin type. And you guys know I have combo oily skin, so I am going to go ahead and pull this out. And then you guys know I'm trying to use up the Fenty. I'm literally almost done with this. So give or take, I'll probably be done with this by this week. Now for foundation, I am pulling out my Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. It's oil free, has an SPF of 30. I am in the shade 530 Henna. Okay, so let's go on to, I'm gonna pull out each drawer. So for this drawer, I am pretty much using my LA Girl color corrector, concealer, color corrector in here. And then for concealer, I am pulling out the Hourglass concealer in Mocha. I heard great things, but Hourglass been on a little timeout because y'all know they have not been doing a lot of diversity with a lot of their palettes and listening to people's feedback. But I still wanted to pull this out. I don't use a lot of things from Hourglass, but I heard a lot of great things about this concealer, and I've used it before, so I'm going to use it again this month. Now, lip balms are still the same. I'm using up my Jack Black. This is my 5 o'clock beauty from Niecy Beauties line. Check her out. And then my Summer Fridays, the OG packaging. And I will say I do love this drawer setup. Now for blushes and everything, let's go ahead and look, guys. All right, so for bronzer, I'm pulling out my LYS. I have not used this in a while, and I definitely, LYS, they've added highlighters and new things to their collection, so I wanted to give it a try. If you're wondering, I am in the shade Dark. So this is what their bronzer looks like. I just want to try it out, see if I like it again, because y'all know things can be hit and miss. For blushes, I'm pulling out 2 of my Patrick Ta blushes. Again, I'm not really into blushes lately. Tell me if anyone else is like that, but I have really not been into a lot of blushes lately. And blushes are probably one of the things that I least purchase. So for Patrick Ta, I purchased this last year. This is his Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. This is the one in She's So Different. And this is when Patrick Ta was telling people to apply the cream first and then apply the blush, then apply the powder. And I was like, that's a little odd, but we're gonna try it. So that's what She's So Different. And then the second one, you guys know I always love a neutral. This one is in the shade She's So LA. And this is more of like your neutral coppery, your neutral tones, girl. Let's see, for setting powder, I will be using the One Size by Patrick Star. And this is his One Size in Dark Deep. So I'm going to use this to set all over and set under my eyes. And let's see. In here, I did switch out some stuff. So my setting powder, I'm going back to my OG. They discontinued this, so I do apologize. And I have one more backup. But I definitely wanted to just pull this out because y'all know I have been using the crap out of that Sephora one. This is the Makeup Forever Duo Matte in the shade 218. I still have a backup of this. I don't know why they discontinued it because the Duo Matte line was one of their popular lines. For mascara, I am finishing off my Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I did check my stash and I have a full size, but this was the travel size. And then once I get done with that, I'm going to pull out my Uoma Beauty Volume. This is her Extreme Volume Mascara in the shade Drama Bomb. So pull that out because Uoma Beauty is black owned. I am still going to go ahead and use my Anastasia Brow Definer Pencil. This is good. I've gotten so used to like those micro blade pencil styles that really, this is still good. Like, you get to learn, you haven't used it in a while, then you'll be like, okay, how the hell I use it? But once you get back in the groove, this is still good. If you're wondering, I am in the shade Chocolate. And then of course everything else is still the same. Oh, for highlighter, I'm only using one highlighter. I got this in a elf order, and they sent it to me for free. And first I was gonna put this in a giveaway, but I was like, I have never used any elf highlighters, so this is just in rose gold. And I was like, it reminds me of the Maybelline molten highlighters, which I don't have anymore because my god sister Alexis has them all. But yeah, this is what it reminds me of, and I was like, you know what, I want to try it out. So that's what Shop My Stash is for. Last but not least, we're gonna go down here to the drawers. So for my concealers, again, with the Hourglass concealer, I still love my Kevyn Aucoin's Sensual Skin Enhancers. So this is the shade 14, which is more of like your color correcting shade, and a little bit of this goes a long way, so girl, you will never run out. And then this is the shade 15, which is right there. And I like these because you could put these on and then put like more of a wetter wetter concealer under, and it works just as good. Now for palettes, I am pulling out 3. I am getting the new Pat McGrath palette, but I'm waiting till that Sephora sale, because just because the new one is $78, girl, I bought this one last year at regular price and then thought it was going to be sold out. During the Sephora sale, it was still in stock, so I'm going to wait and get my 20% off. But this is last year's palette. This is the Celestial Divinity, and if I can get the, come on, this is what it looks like. So if you have not gotten your hands on it, get your hands on it. I pulled mine out because I had got asked, like, do I like it? And I will say I do like the quality of these palettes, her $78 palettes versus her regulars or her minis, because the quality is good. So I pulled this one out just to give it out, just to play with it some more. It looks like I probably haven't played with it, but I have. Something that I was thinking about just giving away to my god sister, but I said let me pull it out. This is the Too Faced Just Peaches matte. I remember this was like the rave. It still smells like matte peach, but it smells so good. It reminds me of the Anastasia Renaissance palette, which I still have, and I keep looking at it, and I was like, before I give you away, let me just play with you. And then this is a staple. If you are new to makeup, if you are not into makeup at all, I definitely say this is definitely a gift for someone. The Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This is just like, you can get so many different looks with this. This gives you a variety. This is great for people that don't wear a lot of makeup, but they just want to have something. They can go for their neutrals, their color, their dark, whatever. Like if you're somebody who probably needs 3 to 5 eyeshadow palettes, you pretty much can downsize and probably use this one and something else, or add something else to your collection. But this is great as a gift also. So I pulled this out because this is like an OG favorite. But yeah, that is it as far as the rest of what I'm using for the month of October. If you guys want to see any videos seeing how I use these products, definitely leave a comment down below. Other than that, I hope to talk to you soon. Stay blessed. Bye.